Storm's brewing.
We had a restful sleep on top of an old mossy sitja, a structure built and used to produce charcoal. Sitjas and carboner huts were frequently used as waypoints in descriptions in the guidebook because they were so plentiful and stuck out among the landscape. They also make good campsites. After a quick stop in the town of Valdemosa to go fill up our water, we started the steep ascent up to Puig Caragoli, another highlight on this trip.
We were almost at the summit when we ran into a herd of dirty old sheep grazing on top of the mountain. They didn't seem to enjoy our company for too long, so they disappeared over the next crest, leaving the little baby lamb behind. It cried for 10 minutes straight wondering where its family went, and we were starting to get worried that we had just created an orphan. We knew it was best just to carry on and leave it alone, so we watched it for a while from the summit. We were very relieved when 2 large sheep finally came back to get the lost little lamb. On the way down, we went in the wrong direction for 20 minutes, but eventually made it to the town of Dea, where we stayed at Camboy Refuge for the night.
Coffee break.
This section of the trail would take us through the large city of Soya.
Down the stone walkway.
Another chance to stock up on supplies and fill our bellies with good food. We stopped in a small pizza shop for lunch and didn't mind the rambunctious kids' birthday party going on upstairs. They were laughing and singing and blowing me kisses from the balcony. We knew we had a long day ahead of us. We were a little behind schedule and needed to make up some distance, but that didn't stop us from taking breaks to enjoy the beautiful scenery. I'm glad we take time to appreciate those moments because it makes the challenges and discomfort all worth it.
You're a friendly one, eh? You're a friendly one.
I was really feeling sorry for myself as we hiked switchback after switchback of hard cobblestone road, and then up a couple thousand stone steps through a canyon. The guidebook for this section reads, "Some truckers made a spare at their apparent lack of progress." That was an understatement. I never thought it was going to end. At the top, the path becomes more flat and distance was covered more quickly, but it was now getting dark, the temperature was dropping, and we could not find a suitable campsite anywhere. We were in for an uncomfortable night.
Night hiking in the snow.
In the dark, we managed to find one small area not covered in snow. It was under a large oak tree, but instead of having a layer of snow, there was a layer of fresh sheep scat. By the time we had cleared away an acceptable amount of poop, it was 11 p.m. The cold kept us awake for most of the night, but in the morning we were greeted by incredible views and the relief of having an easy day ahead of us.
We were about to reach the highest point of elevation on the GR221. The day started on an easy trail through the forest that led to an open mountain pass with a meter of snow in some areas. Despite the snow, the weather was extremely warm and sunny. There were a lot of people out for a day hike coming from the touristy town of Luc. Some people were decked out in the best gear, some people were in jeans, and then there were the two of us with our large packs hiking in our Vans Ultra Range running shoes.
peanuts.
I can't say I would recommend wearing Vans to hike for 8 days through the mountains, but we were traveling for 5 weeks before and wanted one shoe that was pretty much good for everything. They were unbelievably comfortable and held up surprisingly well, except for the one time a piece of glass went through the bottom and into my foot. They also weren't great for walking downhill on snowy surfaces. I might have fallen once or twice. It was our last night on the GR221, so we celebrated with beer and the traditional dish of pambole.
Look this way.
I don't want to.
Last day. Last day. It's our last day. We started before sunrise.
Our early wake-up call had me a little grumpy, and I don't think I was ready for this hike to be over. We broke camp and were on the trail before sunrise. We needed to walk fast in order to catch the bus in Palencia at 1:25 p.m.
The GR221 is a celebration of Mallorca's limestone heritage, showcasing many historic dry stone structures as it traverses the rocky peaks of the Serra de Tramuntana.
At the bus stop, heading back to Alba.
We followed old stone paved paths, beaten mule trails, summited mountains, got lost in forests, immersed ourselves in picturesque villages, and enjoyed the views of spectacular coastline. From start to finish, we absolutely loved this hike.